Hey guys, welcome back to Code and Box Automation Lab. This is Sharful. So in this lecture, we're going to set up this number 11 steps, which is like install and open Eclipse and create a Maven project with APM client dependency. So what does it mean? Before I go on these steps, I just want to make sure that in our if you followed our last lectures, definitely you are able to done all the steps, right? So please start from there. Make sure you have JDK install, as well as you have a Java environment variable, and then you have download the Android Studios, right? So that's, and also so that you have a SDK file, and then you create a Android home environment variable with that, right? And then also you open Android Studio so that you can configure your virtual or emulator device, right? So that that we can use that emulator or virtual device for our testing. I hope that you are able to do this, following this, and then definitely to you have to confirm that you have a Node.js on your system, because APM is written on Node platform, so you need the Node.js environment on your systems to run the APM server, right? And then definitely based on that, you created Node home environment variable on your system. Okay, so hopefully you are able to do all those things following our last lecture. Now it's time to create a project, and the project is going to be based on Maven project. Okay, so what would be the Maven project? We'll need a separate class to go deep dive for Maven, just to talk about the Maven. So hopefully in our upcoming lecture, when we're build a framework, we'll explain what is Maven. Just for now, Maven is a build project management tool. Okay, so especially when you work on real life industry, definitely you need to work on multiple people is going to work on the same project, and then they have to follow a standard escalate, a standard systematic structure of a project. So Maven give you that kind of template. You can say it's to build a project. So in the most of the company, they use Maven or Gradle, but Maven, it's very by default preference if the project is based on Java, because Maven itself is based on creating Java, even though it support all of the languages. So any other languages, based on any other languages you want to build a project, you can use Maven build project management tool. And definitely if it's a Java, it's by default it's a Maven. Okay, so that's the overall idea. So Maven, it's a build project management tool. It's give you a common systematic structure, empty structure, so that you can build your project, and all the team member on your company, they follow the same structure, so that they don't have the miscommunications, and it's give you more control. Okay, so that's the overall high level about the Maven. So we're going to create a Maven project to do all of our exercise. So before that, we need to one of the IDE. So IDE, it could be the VS Code, it could be Eclipse, it could be IntelliJ, any one of them. So for our exercise, we're going to use Eclipse. So how to download Eclipse is very simple. Let's see this. You will just go to download Eclipse. Okay, download Eclipse for Java. Maybe you can just type up there on your Google. Go to the Eclipse, their official website. I do have already Eclipse on my system, so I'm not going to download all the way, but you can just go over here, and then you can see Eclipse IDE for Java developer. Okay, so you can go over here. There is a new release. Okay, the package was released over here, so download over here from here, right? So you can install this one, download. For Windows machine, definitely this is the by default one, so you can go ahead and you can download this one and run the file, and make sure you have a Eclipse. So after you open your Eclipse, okay, your Eclipse will be come with a one welcome page. Just close that window, and then you will come to something like that. This is the place where you are going to write your code. Okay, on this middle place. Okay, and the left side, this is your project is gonna be show you over here. So when you are going to create a project, example like I have one project here, okay, it will show on my left side over here. And so this is the place in the middle. It's going to be show your write your code, and at the bottom it will show your output, your console, all those things. Okay, so that's about the Eclipse. I hope that you are able to install. If you have a issue, let me know. I do have separate video how to install, and it's very simple, straightforward. Just as you download any kind of software, so you are going to download the exe file, and then you follow the wizard and install it with the default setup. Okay, so nothing is special, nothing is complex with this. Okay, so that's gonna be the it's Eclipse. So now we need to configure Maven. Okay, so how to configure Maven? It's very simple. You have to download the Apache-Maven. We'll see how we can download. So search on your Google, so Apache-Maven download. Then you will go to their official website. Let's go to their official website, and then here over here, this is the the file bin.zip file. This is the file for Windows, and this is the file for Mac. So download this file. If it says your system is Windows, download this file. It is a zip file. This is the Apache Maven. Okay, it will download a zip file, and after that you unzip it, and then this is nothing that you are going to install it. Just unzip the file, and then let me show you, and then place this anywhere you would like to place. So example, let me show I place this where. So my C drive, and then I have a folder, it's called Java tutorial. I put it up there, but you could put somewhere else. You could be put program files. You can, maybe it's a better place. So anyways, here I after I unzip it, you can see there's Apache Maven, right? This is the folder I after I unzip it. So it has some few steps, right? You can see there is a bin folder, boot folder, lib folder. Okay, so click on bin, and then get the root directory path up to bin. Okay, like this. So copy that, go to your advanced system settings. So go to your environment variable. Remember that previously we created environment for variable for Java, for Node, right? Android. So similarly we'll go to again system properties for environment variable. Over here again underneath your system variable, here we are going to create another environment variable for Maven. Okay, so you can see here click on new, and then you give a name mvn underscore home, then place the root directory, sorry, not up to bin, up to the Maven folder. Okay, up to the Maven folder. So where is the Maven folder? Take the root directory path up to the Maven folder and click on OK. You will see I have already mbn home, you see. And then again go to now path, and over here you can place the root directory path up to bin. You can see I already added this one, you see, my Apache Maven 3. And then /bin. So add this one over here. Okay, and then click on OK. Okay, done. So that's all you need to set up your Maven for over here. Okay, so your system have the knowledge about the Maven. Okay, now you are good to go to install or create a project based on Maven. How to create a project based on Maven? Let's go here. So let's go back to our Eclipse. So in Eclipse, so very simple, you can go click, and then you can say new, then new, and then you can say select a project, and then here you will see there is a different type of projects available in Eclipse, right? You can use Gradle, as I said. Gradle also one build project management tool, Maven, or only the Java. So we'll select the Maven one. Okay, and inside if you click on the drop down Maven, there is a over here Maven project. Okay, so select this one, Maven project, click on next, and here nothing, unless you change the location, so it's just keep it as it is, and then here over here, this is the important part. this is, since as I said, Maven is a build project management tool, it means it's give you one template, empty template to build your project, so that you're across your company everybody follow that template, that is structure. Okay, so for automation world, like whether it's web or mobile automation world, Maven, from the Maven they have one of the very common structure or template that we use is called, it's called Quick Start from Apache. So maybe you can type here Quick Start. Let's see, you have to, there is a lots of other template that are available that like a developer they use. Okay, so for ourselves we're going to use the Quick Start Apache, but you will see there is a two part over here. There's a two different artifact over here. One is group ID, then another one is artifact ID. So group ID, it's like your it is the hierarchy for a company, for a project. So group ID is like kind of company name, and the artifact ID is like your project name. Okay, so over here this is the one. You will see this is the one. Make sure that you carefully select the right template, which is like Maven Architect Quick Start. You can see the version is 1.4. It could be changed, but make sure that artifact ID is this, and also group ID this org Apache Maven Architects, right? So this is the one you select and click on next, and then here now it's a, you can see there is a few terminology also, right? It's giving you, because you are creating also projects, so in your project you need to give some of the information. What would be your group ID, what would be your artifact ID. As I said, group ID is the top hierarchy of a project when you build a project based on whether Maven or Gradle. So you have to give a project, the group ID, it's like a company name. So you can say example com.xyz, example.com, whatever, or like for our case I would say like com dot say codeinbox. Okay, and then your artifact ID, say example this is your project name. Okay, so I would say Appium. Okay, Appium. So then there will be package name. Package name usually like is a combination of your group ID and your project ID, your artifact ID. Okay, you can change project package name later on too, right? That's not the big problem. Okay, so let's give an example, then finish. So you will see at the bottom over here, top right hand corner, there is a that the build is going on. Okay, so you have to wait until it's finish the build. So here in your console you'll see there is a lot of things. It's downloading, building at the first times, and then it may ask you over here about the the package, whatever it's creating, your group ID, are you confirm, it's reconfirming. So you will type over here Y, it means yes, hit enter. Okay, then build will success, and as soon as build will success, you will see it will give you your project over here. Okay, so let's see how it looks, the template. So if you just click on the project name is Appium over here, click on there, the drop down. Okay, and then you will see here is the structure. You see there's a lot of things over here. There is the main folder over here is a source, and inside a source, this is now it's empty project, right? It is the source main folder over here. So if you click, and inside the source you will see the two subfolder, one is main and test. It means source main, source test. Here as you can see, this is the folder over here. It shows source main Java, source test. So this is the two folder. Usually all of your class or your test cases, your resources, your setup class, your utilities classes goes between these two folder. Okay, so we'll see more structure wide to develop a frameworks for, since this is the beginning of the exercise. So we're going to put everything right now underneath source test inside this folder. Okay, over here we'll create, and here is your package name. com dot coding box. So you can change it, even you can rename it, so that's fine, or you can keep it as it is. Okay, and there is a resources folder also, okay. So in the resources folder you will find here is a one thing, like for your case probably you won't see this resources folder. So resources for, because I have a previous the project where I created resources folder and where I put all my the APK file, right, like the demo Android APK file or demo Android app. So in your case, please make sure you create a folder also. How you create a folder, you can just right click over here, so underneath over here, and then go, and then you can create a folder and give a name, where you want to flow. So create a folder, I would say resource. So make sure that you create a resource over here, okay, here. So in your project level, or in your resource folder, right, on your project level, okay, or your, put in on your project level, okay. So, and then give a name, whatever the folder name. I would say it's resources. Create a folder name like resources, then click next and done. So you will have a one resources folder here, okay. And then over here you will just drag and drop so one of the APK file. I hope that you were able to download the APK file. Remember, it's APK file, it's available here. If you go to the previous here, right, in our official site, you can download. There's a 3 APK file. It means 3 testing app. One of the app name is debug, right, debug. So after you unzip it, you can place it over here, API demos debug APK. So just drag and drop inside this folder, okay. Don't worry about the rest of them, because eventually we'll use rest of the app too, but later on when we're going to use, so we'll see that how you can drag and drop over there. But for now, just drag and drop this APK file, which is the API demo dash debug.apk. So drag and drop inside this folder, so that inside the folder you have this APK file, okay. So that's pretty much that's like all you need over here. One more things you need, you will see a lot of things over here already. In your case probably it's not going to be everything same. Maybe it's not going to have the allo report, but it's fine. Don't worry about this. The target, inside the target you will have the default, all of the report is going to be up there. So here one thing, let's see, pom. You will find there is a file is called pom.xml file. Let's open the pom.xml file and understand what about this file. Okay, let me just, my system is pretty kind of slow, okay. So this is a pom.xml file. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so this is the pom.xml file. So pom.xml file, it comes with a, by default is a with a default file with the Maven project. It means whatever the all of you can see the structure, those are the lot of things probably you will not understand right now. Just keep it as it is. We'll explain more eventually, one after another, step by step. But for now you will see over here it will give you like your group ID, your artifact ID that's you created, okay. So and also you will see another part is called dependency. You can see there's a tag, opening tag and closing tag. This is a dependency. This is one of the important part where we're going to add all of our dependency, like for related with your project, whatever the dependency, the plugin, the library you need, it's going to become over here. So this is very important place. And then you will see underneath the build there is a lot of plugins, right? So whatever the plugin you need, beside the dependency code, you also add to the plugin over here, like test engine plugin, okay. You can see there is over here the Maven surefire plugin that will need also when you run your program from the final Maven program. So all the plugin information will come over here, and the dependency, all the library related dependencies will come over here. For now it's giving you the by default, the default one is called JUnit, so we don't need the JUnit. You can remove this one. Okay, you can remove this dependency. So from the dependency from here. Okay, so between this dependencies we'll add our own dependency. So what dependency we need, come over here. Now let's see what we are right now. So we create a Maven project which is based on the Quickster template. Now with Appium, we need some, you can see Appium client dependency. So what is Appium client dependency? If you remember from our last lecture, that when you explain that when you install Appium, right, when you install Appium comes with a two part. One is client part, another one is called server part. So client part is nothing, it's just like where the client, like user, the programmer, they write their code, which is like nothing. It's like in our case it's Eclipse, right? It's the Eclipse. That's why we download the Eclipse, where we're going to write all of our code up there, to do the automation. And the server part is a standalone server that will listen, your client code. Your client code will go to your server, and it will interpret and listen all the follow the instruction, and it will apply to the your virtual machine, virtual device, like the Android or whatever, the iOS, right? And it will perform the execution as per your client code. So here is a client, and client, it means, as I said, it is the code. So your project could be your Appium project could be based on Selenium, based on Java, based on C#. You can go to their official website. If you go to their official website Appium, you can see the Appium client libraries. Okay, so which is based on Ruby, Python, Java, JavaScript, PHP, C#, right? So those are all different languages that Appium support, and based on whatever the language you choose to build your project, they have their libraries. So the libraries is like in a different project, and it has a lot of methods that help our it makes our job easier to write our code easy. A lot of things that you don't have to write the code, you will just call the method, all those things from the client library. So Appium, they have client libraries for all different different languages. So in our case, we're going to use the Java. Okay, so it means we need a client library based on Java. So where we can get the client library? So there is a repository. It's called Maven ambient repository. So if you just Google and type it over there at the site called ambientrepository.com. So ambient repository, it is a repository where, or resource where all the project, especially based on Java, all the client library for a Java related project is there. It is an open source, you can say it's resources. Okay, so here whatever the project, the library you need related to any project, for maybe for Appium, for Selenium, it's everything's over here. Okay, so you can find, so this is one of the central place where you can find all the libraries based on Java project, because Ambient it is built on Java, so, or Maven is built on Java, right? So here is the repository. So this is your place where you can find all of your libraries. So what kind of library we need? We need a Java client library, right? That's what we need, right? So you can type over here Java, and then probably just client. Okay, Java client. Click and hit enter. You will find over here, you can see Java client, and also you can see there is the site is, which is I think that's their group ID IO Appium. So it is like for Appium, right? So click on there, go there, and here is it. They have a different version. So you can go up to the version, or let's go 8.0 So anyone, so I would go for the up-to-date one, or just the at least the latest one, 8.1. And here is the so library, it means for the based on Java project, which is it's called jar file. So jar file is a like compressed file for the Java project. So instead of a jar file downloading manually inject your project, instead of doing that, here we're going to use this, the related code is, you can see dependency, right? And here you can see there's a group ID for this is for our Appium, is the you can say like the company, and here is the artifact ID is the like the project. So this jar file, it's related for the Java client library. So all you have to just copy this code and back to your Eclipse, and here between this dependency, okay, paste the code over here. That's all, and then save it. If you save it, you will see there will be build at the bottom right hand corner. The build will start it. That means behind the scene, the client library related library is going to be download from this MBN, the side we have from MBN repository. It will download and it will inject your project. So your project will have that knowledge about that library. So anything from that library, any methods, anything, so you can call and you can use on your project, right? So that's one of the dependency first we need. And second dependency we need, let's go back to the over there, it's called test-ng. You can just type test-ng, hit enter, test-ng. So test-ng, here let's go to the I would say updated version 2, 7.6061, whatever you think, it's fine. And here is the related dependency code. So what is test-ng? So test-ng, it is a framework that's help you to build a dynamic robot framework for your automation world, for your automation project. So we'll not go in details now because it is a whole different structure, a whole different explanation we need. That's the benefits of the using test-ng. I mean, in a automation world, if you're familiar with the Selenium, I'm pretty sure that you use the test-ng, so you have the idea, different annotation of the test-ng use cases, like test-ng, how it's benefited. It's give you more control on your frameworks, right? The way you want to use, like you can exclude any classes, you can exclude any method, you can include any specific method, right? So whatever you want, the way you want to build your frameworks, everything you can find through the test-ng. So that's why test-ng is the heart of the project. It's in a bottom line, it's give you the control the way you want to build your project. So we'll have a more details class about the test-ng, or I will share also one link below in my description where you can have the idea about the test-ng from Selenium. It's all same idea. Okay, it's the whatever the test-ng does, all the features is available in Selenium. It can applicable in Appium too. So you can have that. You can go ahead and watch that lecture and to get the idea about the test-ng. But we'll have a separate class for test-ng when we're going to build a framework, actual robust framework. Just for now, test-ng we need to get some benefits using with the Maven project. So we need the over here dependency. So add the related dependency again between this dependency tag. Okay, so this is the test-ng, and then make sure you save it. And also to make sure you have if you go to the project, you can check off the build automatically. So what does it mean? So when you put something, it will be automatically, the build will start automatically. So you don't have to, if you forget the save, still it will auto update your project. So all the build is done. Looks like at the bottom, so all the build is done. So let's minimize your source folder here. Okay, let's minimize there, and here you will see there is an error over here. What does it mean, error? It means if you just go to the project, this package, and you will see there is a class already. It shows an error app.test. So it is nothing. It is a simple class they create when you they give you when you create a project. Okay, so right now, since we're building our own project, that's why it has some discrepancy, some issues, right? So we don't need this sample project. So just a class, just remove this one. Okay, just remove it. So your error is gone. Okay, so pretty much that's all we need for now. Don't do anything else over here in pom.xml file unless you know it. Just for now it should be good over here to cover our the step number over here, number 12, right? So install and open Eclipse, create a Maven project with a quick start template with Appium client dependency. So this is the Appium client dependency we already added, which is the Java client as well as the test-ng. Okay, so that's all for this tutorial, and the next tutorial we're going to have we'll see that how we can, what is desired capabilities, and how we can set up the desired capabilities in your Appium, so that you can start to write your code and start to do the automation. Okay, so that's all for the